Hello and good morning, and welcome to episode 13 of A Landy Called Noel. So, I haven't done a huge amount, but I did want to make this little vid just to show you a couple of things that I felt were important if you are restoring Land Rover yourself. I've been removing bits from the bulkhead on the driver's side, so you can see that there's a big hole just there where the clutch pedal used to be, and the brake pedal box is just sitting in place. But I wanted to show you something that I thought is quite important, and something that I didn't know and just learning about before. Now, you see, I can't actually get in there. There we go. You got that grease nipple there. Now, originally, the grease nipple wasn't there. There was just a blanking plug put there, and I didn't even realize what it was for. So Noel's brake pedal was actually partially seized, and if we do that now, this is all loose, it's just sitting there, but you can see the brake pedal is now completely free, which is great. It was seized, and I did think I'd have to extract it, and I did attempt to do that by taking out this pin and trying to press it out, warming it up. There's an inner shaft here, so that would have separated from the actual body of the pedal box. I got some heat on it, and by the time I'd basically heated it up and had been spraying plenty of releasing fluid around it, it freed up. I then put a post on the Series 2 Facebook page about it, and the very kind people there said to me, if you take that blanking plug out and put a grease nipple in, you can grease it, which is exactly what I did, and now it's absolutely fine. However, you can't do that in situ. You've got to take the whole pedal box has got to come out. Stop going out of focus. Because the grease nipple, as you can see, sits right up against the steering column. So you won't be able to get a grease gun on that. There's just not enough room. So it's kind of stupid, really. But there you go. So that was the first time that brake pedal had been greased in, the 63 years. Because sure as hell, that blanking plug had not been taken off before. Now, I've bare metals this whole arrangement and painted it in Pour 15. So I'm reasonably pleased with the results. I think it looks okay. I haven't bothered going mad in here because there's a cover for this. You can't see this. But also, it's worth pointing out this pivoting piece here, which the master cylinder push rod fits through. So this must pivot, but also it needs to be like it is with no free play. If we go over here and we have a look at the clutch pedal, so I had a major problem here. This this piece here, if you can see, I can keep this in focus. I don't know if you can see that. Let me try. Can you see the wear in this pin? There, now you can see it. Look on that side, the shiny bit of metal. That is worn. It's not too bad on that side, but this side's completely worn. And it's the same with this end. Yeah, you see the wear? So that fits in here, like so. This is quite difficult doing, holding the camera and trying to demonstrate. Now you can see here how much play there is there. So this is on the clutch pedal. So as you depress the clutch, you've got to take up that play before anything else happens. So we've got to sort that out. That's the pin, by the way, that the pedal pivots on to this point here. So this is the pin that you can grease. And you can't see the greasing point on this because it's down that hole. The light's just not going to allow me to show you that, but that's where the grease nipple bolts in. So I did struggle a little bit with this arrangement. You've got this sleeve here. Now if I take this out, trying to film and do this is quite difficult. So these two fit together. They do. I'm not gonna be able to do it with one hand, but that slides into that. The whole point is this piece is bigger than these holes, and that stops the whole arrangement from falling out. It was pretty difficult to work out what was going on. I actually thought that these two ends here were blind rivets and I had to grind them off. So I actually took the pedal down to a friend of mine, Roger, who's a very clever man, and with the two of us together we worked out that that wasn't the case and we managed to separate it. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to run some weld around this and then grind it back so that it should be then as it was originally new. This part doesn't look, the holes here, let's get that straight, there you are, they look pretty round, they're not too elongated. Turn it round. I don't think they're too bad, and I think by the time that pin is welded up it'll fit in there nicely and there won't be any slop, and the clutch pedal will then transfer all of the movement into the clutch hydraulics, so it should feel much nicer. I think these kind of issues are worth talking about because that's the sort of thing that is glossed over on a restoration, and from my point of view, having the car driving as well as you can get it to is just as important as having it rust free and looking great. So that's why I thought it was worthwhile just to run through what we're doing with the pedals at the moment. Also, there's Teddy. We have bought a second-hand bulkhead. Now, the whole point of this is this one is really good just up there. So we are going to attempt to cut that whole top off the bulkhead and graft it onto Noel's bulkhead. That's the plan. I've been thinking very carefully about how I'm going to do that. Sorry about the focus, it really is pants, isn't it? So I bought this bulkhead from Steve Baldwin's 4x4, and he's been very, very helpful to me throughout this restoration so far. He thinks I'm crazy to attempt to do this. He suggests to me that I should repair this bulkhead and fit the whole bulkhead, but I'm not going to do that because this bulkhead needs exactly the same repairs as Noel's does, apart from the top bit. And I know there's an argument about originality, but from my point of view, to try and keep Noel's bulkhead, as much of it as possible, kind of, for me, still keeps his originality. I know you can argue the point about this because obviously over on the near side footwell and then the offside footwell, when I've repaired it, it will be new metal, and then this piece, once I've cut all of this out, that won't be the same either. So, you know, you can argue all day about the originality aspect of this, but the bulkhead has got to be repaired whichever way you look at it, and this is what I prefer to do. I don't want to not use this bulkhead after I put all the hard work into repairing that near side footwell, because that was about 6 weeks worth of work for me. So I'll be damned if I'm not going to use that. So yeah, that's where we're up to. Not a huge amount of progress because, well, there's just been other things to do, as I've been explaining. But so the next big thing is cutting this, and you need to think thrice, measure twice, and cut once. So I've been thinking an awful lot about how I'm going to cut this bulkhead and how I'm going to put it in so that hopefully you won't ever be able to tell it's been done. That's the plan. Thanks again for watching. We're over 200 subscribers, so thank you very much for coming on this journey. And I hope you look forward to another mind-numbingly exciting episode. And I'll see you again. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.